Claymore uh, and other horizons. So here's Gene. I just wanted to make this video because I just wanted to make this video because I need to have a break. So I actually found someone that is helping me with the animations because actually I wanted to share with you that I'm not a modder originally, so I'm an informatic, but with some passion of for games and sometimes for modding. But I'm not like a modder. So, but in general in life, I tend to just when I want to learn something, how to do something, I just get into it, check around the basics, and then I go by myself. But honestly, for the idea project that carrying on, there is literally too much work to do, not just as a quantity, but also of knowledge and things that are needed. They need to be just known by experience or just shared knowledge or whatever. So I had to ask someone else um, for some part of it, and it will probably be the same for future things because I can't carry it by myself. So the only thing that I want to I feel I want to share with you, it's that the reason why I was asking around in the Claymore community for help is that the fact that not so many people in the Elden Ring community does know or love. They're not fond of, or they even don't know about the Claymore uh, lore. So, in my point of view, this does make a difference, a change, uh, like because you do something for passion and the you take more care about the details and so on. But also in my situation where there is so much to do, in the end I feel overwhelmed and then I say, okay, fuck the details. But that's not what I would like to do. That's that's something that just comes because of too much things. So that's it. Just wanted to let you know. So this is basically the world of Elden Ring, at least the first third of it, or just a part of it actually. Usually, for this moment, you just saw me going around this area, which is the Academy of Raya Lucaria, which is a magical place. But magic as a concept will be removed in the in this mod version. So not removed, but changed. So it will be more about using Yoma's powers. So that's basically the Academy of Sorcerers. And from this side, we have the rest of the world. And there are other two, three, four regions down there before this one. That's the castle where I was fighting in some of the videos I made with some bosses. And the rest of the part in this game through this gameplay is still not unlocked because I just didn't progress. I just stopped here. I just stopped here for making um, modding. So from here on, which we are here where the oops sorry too fast where the golden mark is, and this is the academy basically, and this is the uh, academy region, which has every region has a lot of spots. I mean, this game looks small, but it's not because there are different levels and hidden areas and just hidden stuff you don't even imagine. So that's the good part of this game. So this is one of the reasons I choose this as a base. Um, because other games tends to be too how can I say, too, yeah, like too dispersive, too big maps, too, so if it's too big, I don't know. It looks like it gives me the feeling of the good sides for it. So we have the east, we have the west, and we have the south, and we have the north up here. So basically, it's already fitting our lore with other stuff that are not, of course, part of our lore, but can be somehow connected to or yeah, made fit. So, what's the lore of Elden Ring, or generally, as far as I know, a very um, light knowledge of the lore of Elden Ring. So there is this goddess called Marika, which had two different husbands, both gods, and she had basically two different group of children with both of these. So, oh no, wait, that's yeah, no, sorry, that's the. It's a bit confusing because it's like there was one Elden Lord, which okay, I don't know the Elden Lord. So, but somehow it's fitting. There are some fallen beings, fallen gods that looks more like abyssals to me. So actually, I'm not. I just replaced the name because it didn't feel to me like that was a god there. That's not god. It's something else. But there are some nice characters or something that can fit our lore. So I'm just basically uh, switching the yeah. I'm basically switching the trigger, switching the lights to another from another focus point of view, different from the original one. But yeah, that's a good base. So we have the north here, where this can be like, as you can imagine, Pieta, I don't know in English, Pieta area, which is actually snowy, and there are some cool things around. This is a specific area that is more connected to the lore of this game, of this lore. So I have to find a way to make it fit. I have a couple of ideas, by the way, and this is also connected somehow to this, which is basically that big uh, golden tree. There are two different trees actually, because it's like this is the main tree and this is like a secondary or another tree, which is an optional area of the map of the game. But so like we have there are a lot of things here, and the options of this is the point. How big can be the rework? Okay, it depends because it can be just classes and some stuff changed, like in the first release, or it can be bigger. So what I'm feeling in this moment is that it would be very, it would be different if I could be like the focuser of this project and be in a central point between Claymore fans and Elden Ring modders, because Elden Ring modders does know how to mod the game, but they don't know the lore. Uh, Maybe I will find someone that does know. I didn't check all of them. I didn't check openly, but this is my feeling. So maybe some of them will know it and also maybe love it. So, but I didn't receive any. open a request for joining the project. So, and it's a nice project. I mean, usually people should be, um, how can I say, enthusiastic of joining. I mean, it is a lot of work, but if I do like a central part, or if we split, like each one takes covers a different area of the project, this becomes easier. So what I'm thinking and feeling and thinking right now is that since modders who doesn't know the Claymore lore cannot um, cannot make a good transposition because they don't know the lore. They can modify it, but you have to tell them or give them references. For the but these are for more practical, technical part, but it's also connected to a lore knowledge. But it's like 20% versus 80. So what I'm thinking right now and feeling is that if there are fans out there, Claymore fans out there, that would like to participate in the lore making of the new lore making, so basically replacing stuff. You don't need any modding knowledge, basically. I mean, you can see me as like an intermediate, okay, intermediary reference point between the two things, which I'm not so expert in this game lore and stuff, but I finished it, so I know, I have the feeling I know what I need to know, and I have the idea of, at least for the beginning of, this should be this one, and this can be replacing that one. Sometimes I don't have the idea, it comes later. Sometimes I'm just looking for something else, doing something else, and my eyes are just stopping on something, and I realize, oh no, that needs to be changed. So I know I'm the carrier of the project, but I also realize that yeah, it's a lot. So um, if you want to join the project in the lore developing, or just reshaping, developing, I don't know what's the correct term in this case. So if you want to join and see, like, uh, let's say that if a modder that doesn't know the Claymore lore needs to know at least a little bit of it just to understand what they need to do. On the opposite side, a Claymore fan that doesn't know anything about this game, or modding in general, they don't need to know everything about it, but just maybe have an idea. So the perfect combination, if you are an Elden Ring player that have a passion for Claymore, or Claymore passionate, yeah, whatever. So that's the perfect mix, because it's not required for you to be a modder, but you know both lores, so you can help me in basically, yeah, seeing those changes, and yeah, and making it. So I mean, it's funny if it's shared, because I mean, what I feel is that there is someone missing. Someone is not here to help me. Not just because I need help, but it's also because I feel this is not just my project. Okay, my original project was just to make claymores and have fun around them with them. But then I said, okay, this is okay. This is a good place to uh, be replaced, uh, like where to replace the lore and change the lore and so on, but just to, like, having a continue, I don't know, to a good place for putting that. thing that is not anywhere else in any other game, in any other than the anime or the manga itself to place it. Not like because the Elden Ring lore, but just for the game mechanics and the map and how it's structured. It's like it's fitting, okay, not 100%, but it's like when you also look at the I don't know, for example, this is the program I'm using for yeah, changing the parameters and names, so on. So sometimes I just what I want to say is that as far as there are things that doesn't fit uh, the lore of Claymore, but they can be just a little bit changed or made in a way that they fit. There are also others that does perfectly fit or almost perfectly fit, or they just look they're ready to be like just change the name and that's it. Maybe after you can change the uh, model and some other things, but basically it's just there waiting for this project. That's really my feeling. So uh, there are at least two options. As I said in another video, there are two options. One is to consider this as, sorry, one is to basically just rewrite the text and the lore as the same of the anime or no, more the manga, sorry, the manga story. So basically it's becomes the manga story will be placed here in these regions. Um, the second option is that you basically sailed from the mainland, which you were before, to this one, which was my first idea actually. So in that case, the second option requires less changing, but more understanding on how to make like how to combine the two lores. Like, okay, the claymores or the surviving claymores are coming to this continent to clear out the mess and stop the two ancient wars going on, and so that doesn't require us to change to change the enemies, for example, which is still a work. It requires more lore change, it doesn't require to change models, because we can just say, okay, there are dragons here, there are gods, so we can say that kind of can just rename gods in some other ways and just pretend that these are the two factions that are fighting each other and other stuff are in the middle. That's just a mess, okay? And we come and we just basically clear out everything. There is already the organization place, which is here, which is called the Round Table. But the final, like how the story develops in Elden Ring as the original game, not Claymore version, as the original game, it's a little bit uh, tricky. I still didn't understand it all because it's, I don't know, it doesn't get into my mind. So something that doesn't fit with me. But generally, this is like your organization area, your uh, I called it organization, but it's a different name originally. So it's a round table and so on. So basically, you just have to clear out everything. That's it. Or like you got to choose, but you don't have like a quest log, or you don't have. You just basically go around. So it does fit kind of realistic feeling to go around. You don't have too many uh, hints or tips. So you just go around and yeah. Um, so as I was saying, my feeling is that the second the second option requires a different kind of adaptation, like how. Okay, we are claimers coming from the other land to this land, and we find the situation. So that's like the story to be written, rewritten, adapted to the lore of Elden Ring. So this requires to have the idea, but the idea must also fit somehow with what we find here. So you need to know a little bit of the lore that is here. Um, the other option, so the first option that I mentioned, which was just replaying the main story of the manga from the beginning to the end, that's a different stuff because that requires also to change character models and replace more things actually probably not as weapons or armors because in the end we don't have so many just yeah weapons or abilities yes but the problem would be to change um yeah like there are no real abyssals in the game. There are enemies that resembles um those and I can tell you that the fighting in this game is not easy. So if you're also a gamer and you have the passion for Claymore and a bit of a fighting realism, this is actually perfect. It is because it requires you to be focused and the enemies, AI, and the controls, everything is made to kill you, basically to make you die. You just lose the focus and you just fall off a cliff that you didn't see. Maybe it's just a small tiny piece, or you're fighting so hard against the boss and you just roll back and you fall down in a cliff. There are so many ways that you can die and not just falling from cliffs. So I can assure you this is like interesting. Like the only thing is that it doesn't have too many Claymore fans, or maybe they have, but I didn't reach them. And so, if you would like to, like, if you have the feeling, like the good feeling for participating in this, and you would like to do it, please do because yeah, there are a lot of things for one person only, and I have to be honest. I mean, in this case, love and passion is not enough. Maybe I'm just a bit tired because I just did this for the last 3 weeks, and so I just need a break, probably. But I already changed a lot of the textual part, but it's not like, okay, let's see how the lore is and how this can be and after change that. No, I just said just saw something at the idea, boom, went there and changed it. So this will be like I want to finish this work I'm doing because I want to release a first version of the game, which will be like I don't know a part first release. And after, if people likes it and enjoys it, and we have someone that can help, because yeah, that can help with that. Then it's possible to have a second and a third release for the game, for the modded game, to be more like more game changing, like more claymore changing. So we just basically can really it's basically making a video game of Claymore. In both options where you are just replaying the main story, which I don't know, but I at the moment I'm having like a mixed feeling. Like some stuff can be main story and the other stuff are like I don't actually. So maybe it's just a mix of the two and it's good enough. But basically we have a land with lot of regions. Like they don't look like a lot, but trust me, there are a lot of places to around that. For what we want, there are things here that, yeah, it requires you to play. And yeah, as I said in another video, the maximum level here is 713, and of course, you cannot reach that level in only one run, or only in one. Yeah, like it requires a lot actually. So if you imagine being like Teresa, that's level 713, uh, and all the others come before her. Um, of course, I'm talking about Teresa Awakened version. Regular Teresa could be like it does. It's not really about the level, but just let's just to let us understand. But if we have a character with that level, this means that also the enemies needs to be stronger. So what is in my mind in this moment is to also put models of bosses, so replace them, adding them. Depends on what's easier. So this is the part I need to check with other authors because I'm not. Um, yeah, I don't have the experience for that, so they know better than me if it's easier to replace or add in this case. So there are some things that are probably it's easier to replace. I know. So okay, this is just there are places that are already in the right place for hosting what we would like to find in a Claymore game or in a Claymore, yeah, in a Claymore game. When you think of a mod, in this case, don't think of like a standalone mod where you just have a weapon, or that's not on this project. This is different. This is like a rework uh, for Claymore, like for Elden Ring to have to become Claymore. So it's about phases. It's about giving also different items uh, in some aspects. Yeah, there are things that needs to be changed, that others that can just be adapted, or others that can just be left as they are because they fit. So that's the word. That's the thing. But once more, I don't know if I can do all this alone. I mean, it can be a project that takes 1 year or something, but since I don't know everything about modding, I just know informatic and some stuff. Okay, let's see how this program works, and some things are easy for me to understand, others are not. But yeah, there are a lot of stuff. I mean, if you want to make one animation as like what's the deal I'm dealing with now, not me, but I had to ask another person because I just tried and see, okay, that's too much for me. I mean, and having all this already, and that is too much. Like when you already have like 1, 2, 3, 4 stones, and another one is just too much. So I said, okay, please do it for me. Mm, but honestly, what I feel is that where are the people who are enjoying project? Um, Maybe I'm just posting in the wrong places, or maybe I don't know. This is a nice project, and as I said before, so let's go back. I can be like the intermediary between these two. So if you want to participate, come over. For the rest, I will update you as soon as I have some. new stuff happening. But I just want you to know that in this moment I'm working for finishing the first release, and also the first release itself, it can cover more or less part of the game changing. So I could just made one claymore, a couple of skills, and uh, I don't know, change a couple of names, and oh yeah, I released the claymore mod for Elden Ring, but in reality you just have two or three things. Honestly, I don't like that kind of modding, or that's not what I want to do. Actually, I am not interested in that. So I want to just take the base and do something else. If you want a good reference to understand, to help you understand what I mean, just think about, for example, Mountain Blade, which is basically a game that gives you a good base for that kind of gaming, a good base, and then modders just take it and they basically uh, create like they make a Game of Thrones release, or they make other stuff release. So you want to play Mountain Blade in a God version, you go and download it, and it's like another game. It's the same base, but it's another game. You can do the same with Lord of the Rings. You can do the same. Okay, so that's the kind of modding I'm referring to. Maybe not 100%, but yeah, but that's the idea. Keeping the game base, but placing what we want to. The real problem is that Elden Ring is not Mountain Blade, in speaking in modding friendly terms. Um, but also like Mountain Blade doesn't fit Claymore at all. I mean, no. I mean, Mountain Blade is funny. It's like you get enthusiasm at the beginning because of that possibility, but in the end, it's boring. It's funny the first time, but it becomes boring. Here it's different because you can also create dialogues. I mean, also there, but there is something just different. So here, modding is more complicated. At least if you don't know how to. When if you are experienced, yes, but in that case, I need to find experienced modders that joins the project, because maybe for them doing this thing is easier, and for me it requires maybe even 1 week or 1 day or two to figure out how to. Not because I'm stupid, but because every game has different machine, a different structure, a different like the basics are always the same, but the details change. So that's the point. And the more you use that program, or the more time you spend it on something, the more you have experience with that. That's normal. So, um, but honestly, I'm not interested in becoming an Elden Ring modder. I just want to make this project so that I also can play it, and I just love to do this. I just love it. But I also need help. I really do. So if you have like a good feeling, just join, because I don't know. Just I think this will be the only option we have for the moment. To maybe with this will also, I don't know, maybe expand the claimer passion. People, I don't know, whatever. But it doesn't matter. That's not the point. It's just doing because we. I want to have this like. I also had this, as I said in other videos, I also had this uh, hack and slash, which is another mod created by someone else integrated in this one, because it's a good base for claymores, which are basically, yeah, which are basically overpowered or a little bit overpowered than humans, so this is why they can fight Yomas and so on. So being just a mere human doesn't fit like you are a claymore. So if you move too slow, you are not a claymore. So this is why I decided to have this change. Not just in moving, like running or interactions, is everything is a little bit speeded up, but also bosses are boosted a bit. So it's balanced. It's not broken, not at all. Um, so that's it. And this is my last result with Jean's work. I managed to change the color. Okay, this wasn't too complicated, but I honestly thought it was easier. Like in my idea, it should be like there should be like a file with containing the effect details. I go there, I just change the RGB or X value and of that thing, and that's it. The reality is a bit different. Just to change the color of this animation, uh, it requires you to do some other things, and you need a program to. It's not complicated, but it's not even so easy as I or someone or we can imagine. So, and that's just changing the color. So changing the whole animation, if you want to make a new one that it's not in the game or other stuff, they require a uh, specific work. So maybe I'm just overwhelmed by ideas and I can't catch up with the ideas I'm having, and that's where the frustration is coming from. Um, and this is also the reason why sometimes I'm asking for help, at least, I don't know, someone that just want to join the project and help with the textual part. I had a friend that wanted to do something together, like a video game or something, but he's not interested in the Claymore lore, even if I tried. I know him and I know sometimes you just have to push him, but I also know he's becoming old and I don't, it just, I didn't want to force him. So I said, okay, that's not for you probably. So, he probably would like to join the project, but how can you join something like this if you don't like the lore you are going to work on? Maybe I'm wrong. Just let me know what you think. Maybe I'm wrong, and it's just my opinion, and that opinion is blocking me from progressing. I don't know. So if you have any thoughts about everything I said from the beginning to now, just let me know. Share with me. And again, if you feel like you want to help me, I would really, really, really hug you into this project because I need it. I need it, and I also feel like there are so many things. It's not just because of there are a lot of things to do, but I just feel that something is missing. Like when I was younger or time ago, people were enthusiastic to do things together, and I was also. Now, I don't know if it's me. Maybe it's just but I don't know, my life wise. I don't, I don't know if it's me or the world just changed somehow. So I have no idea. Maybe just everyone is more busy with their life, don't have time. I don't know actually, but I'm asking myself like sometimes it's good to keep your inner child safe for these kind of things because probably no one is gonna make something uh, if it's not just for money or just because you're paying them. So some exceptions made, of course, but generally this is the vibe I'm getting. So Or maybe, yeah, they help you, they give you the tools, but in the end, they're not joining your project just because they like it or, yeah, I want to do that. Maybe this is just a change of era. People just become more capitalistic minded, or the opposite. I don't know. Whatever it is, I have no idea. But that's my feeling actually. Um, but one thing, so after this, I can close the video. And one thing I realized is that it's not so easy as it seems to make, not just make video games, but even doing mods. Or in some games, it's easier because the developers are giving you the tools and the support. In others, it's total darkness. Not this is not total darkness, but sometimes you have the feeling, oh, okay, I know the basics, I know the intermediate, but just point me to. But in the end, I don't know. It's not. I don't know if it's not easy or just maybe that the energies people are spent on learning something. I don't know. I don't. I actually don't. So I'm just closing this video, and I wanted to update you with this. I'm also working on other stuff. But what I'm feeling now is that I'm missing like the inputs, the like the good inputs to do it. So I'm actually a little bit tired, and I don't want to feel like that. I want to feel enthusiastic as I was feeling. Where is it? Where are you? Where are you, enthusiasm? Come back. Now it's just because there are a lot of things, and that's that makes you feel overwhelmed when when you start getting into it. So if you want to share this with me and let me keep the project going, just check out. Bye.